All right, we're live. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Cheers,
Happening,
motherfucker.
man.
This is it. This is the thing.
Cheers to you. This is it. Yes. The run. Get
Yeah, yours is attached to your computer. I wouldn't smash it. It's probably not optimal. Oh, I'm getting blown up from all the bitches already.
What?
Yeah, all the bitches just blowing me up. No, it's chat.
Oh, jeez.
Okay,
well.
Yeah, dude. So, I'll do the host thing. I'll kind of take host role for a little bit until we do it. So I'm gonna start talking to people who aren't watching. So if you're watching this in the future, thanks. And if you're not watching this in the future, fuck you. You should have been, but you won't know. But you should know.
You're missing out.
You're totally missing out, you motherfuckers.
You'll know because if they're watching it then they'll know now.
Yeah. Duh.
But they'll have to go back.
Yeah.
To see.
All the way back.
Exactly.
To the future, which is now.
Way back.
And
the future.
Then we've gone plaid. So this is the show where we're gonna smoke, drink, and talk about guitars. If you don't like that, get the fuck out. If you do, chill.
Yes.
It should be fun. I'm sure we're going to go circles around topics that no one else cares about. That includes guitar sometimes, but probably will not often. And you guys will just have to deal with it. So get along for the ride, motherfuckers.
And love every second of it.
So I'm Dustin, your pseudo host, and this is Josh. And we're not a couple, although it probably looks like it.
We're not at all a couple.
No.
Never together, but separate.
Separate. Yeah,
together,
always. So, in the future, we'll have kind of more specific episodes, but honestly, we just want to make sure all of our shit didn't break as we were setting this up. So we're just kind of ramble on about gear. I had a couple things I was working on today, and I'm going to bring that up, and that's probably a good starting point. The first thing I was going to talk about, and I mentioned this to you on the phone, Josh, was ML Sound Labs, the fluff plugin. I think that is incredible. You use that too, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
For a free plugin, it is probably one of the best out of the box, like no hassle, rip and go, don't fuck with IR guitar sounds. I think is available on the market, especially for free. Like, obviously,
they should be charging for it.
Yeah, they definitely should. And I know the rest of the pack, the rest of that like fluff bundle, I think it was like 150 or $100 or something. So like, there's more amps, but I read a little bit on it, but I honestly got kind of bored. But it seems like they're using some sort of specific technology, like specific type of like algorithm for their amp emulation, and whatever the fuck that is super fucking rad, because I think it's hitting real close to a setup and go amplifier. So when you use it, do you have a specific sound or vibe you use it for, or when have you found it useful?
You know, before, I mean, if you're looking into the ML audio stuff, you probably know about the LaPo stuff. And
it's like easier than the LaPo. Because the LaPo, you have to bring in your own IRs and shit.
Exactly. And
I didn't even use my own IR with it. Like, I know you can, but I didn't. I just put one plugin on, recorded tracks, and then threw a compressor and a Neve channel strip on it, and it was just like, this sounds sick. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think at first when I started using it, I was going back and forth between the LaPo, like, Ingle amp.
Yeah.
For clean sounds. I actually really like the clean sounds from that deal.
Yeah, I feel like that's on that fluff preset specifically, the closest to clean you can get is he has like a dad rock preset. I was talking about the presets. Right. But like even when you push the masters all the way up and you drop that gain down low, it's really only like a pushed clean. It doesn't get like anywhere close to actual like clean, like Fender clean or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Ingle does. That LaPo Ingle does.
The LaPo Ingle, like it gets a great clean sound. Like I've used that a lot for clean sounds. I'm using the Nolly.
Yes.
Oh.
Is that Cortex?
Neural.
Yeah.
Neural DSP.
DSP. Neural DSP. The Cortex is their Stompbox unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. yeah.
So,
But yeah, for the longest time, I just used the ML for all of my heavy sounds, and I mean, it got great heavy sounds. And honestly, I've
they're
A/B'd some of
thick.
those
They're
sessions.
really nice and
They are
thick.
thick. They're really thick. They're really thick. And like you said, you don't really have to work that hard for that sound.
I used one of the. It comes with like 8 presets. I just clicked through them,
Yeah.
found one that I liked, and used it with my gold top. And I used another preset that was like a thrash metal preset with a Strat to get like a left right full like a 40. I put them at plus or minus 45, so it's not full left right. I did full left rights. I buried some octaves, but basically I was making this. It's just to talk about why I was so surprised about it. I was making this this track for my D&D crew actually. So,
bro.
Yeah, this is cool.
We're getting into it.
This is a cool story. So, the D&D crew, we've been playing. This group of people has been playing off and on since April 2018. That's the bitch. Give me a sec.
Yep. Do it to it. While Dustin does that, I will. I'll not check my phone. I picked it up to make sure that the ringer wasn't on. Let me make sure that it's not. Okay.
All right, we back. Cool. So, sorry about that. That's going to happen every time we do this at 8 or 8:30. It's just her classic coming home from work, everything's cool, I'm safe call.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You should take that.
Yeah, I always do. Like, that's why I was like, well, we'll just mute the mic for a second.
Yes.
But, so we were talking about the D&D thing. So, the party has been playing off and on since April 2018. At filming, it is some month in 2021. It's apparently July. My Macintosh tells me it's July 13th.
I believe that's accurate.
Yeah, so that's... and so this is the campaign we're doing. The party has a name now, like in the realm we're like a group of superheroes, kind of. And I thought it would be really fun with my wife on vocals, who's also plays, and a bass player who's in my band, Jeff. We thought it'd be really fun to surprise the Dungeon Master, Chad, who's usually the vocalist and lead singer of my bands, with a theme song for the group. So in the spirit of Dungeons and Dragons, like late 70s, mid 80s dorkage, it starts out in this like real clean, picked, reverbed out guitar with delay, and the bass part has like all this fucking chorus on it, and it's got all these like movie style strings going, and then it basically goes into Iron Maiden's The Trooper. And I'm not even fucking with you. So as you guys will come to find out, I am not a metal player by any means. I'm not even really metal adjacent. I'm a metal listener, but when I play, it tends to be hipster rock or pop punk. So all the things I have for recording are kind of geared a little bit more to the light gain spectrum. So when I was trying to chug along, I was using my Friedman Synergy preamp, my BE, and it's a real nice like tight sound, but it didn't get like the thick, like the real like kind of fuzzy bottom end thick thing, and
that 5150-ish kind of thing.
Yes, exactly, and that's kind of like what I heard in my head. I wanted one to be thicker, one to be a little bit more brash, but I needed something that was a little bit more unwieldy. For me, it felt like playing with uncontrollable amounts of gain, which is absurdly fun. The lead lines, I took like a fucking stupid ass solo in the middle of the chorus, because that's when you take stupid ass solos in the one chorus of the song.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just went for it, but dude, it was so easy to play. I felt like a fucking god just ripping on that Les Paul. Yeah, so that was sick. But yeah, so I was really amazed because I had downloaded it a while ago and never installed it. And I was like, hey, I wonder if that's because you had used it. I was like, I wonder if that would work for like this thing getting like thrashy. And when I popped it in, I was like, dude, this is just it. I didn't have to run it through my preamps, any pedals, anything. I just plugged my guitar straight in my interface, and it was just like the sound that I needed for this like cute little 30-second theme song, basically. And it just made it so much more enjoyable.
And I didn't know you hadn't used it until just recently, but like I have to say, I mean, that's one thing, because we both went through the whole deal of when the IRs and the plugins and everything hit, we both went through the whole deal of figuring out what the best signal chain was and everything, and we use a digital tube screamer in the chain.
Oh yeah.
At least we did.
I still have
while,
that in.
Okay.
Not all the time, but I still have that on my Mac because there are sometimes I feel like it can do that.
Sure.
That thin out mid hump thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but like with the ML, you don't need any of that.
Nope.
It's like if that plugin would have existed when we started out, we wouldn't have had to go through messing with IR loaders and the whole lists of random IRs and everything.
Yeah.
Like, to have all of that in one, like, free. It's free.
Free.
It's fucking free.
Dude, my demos would have sounded so much better. Because, like, learning how to get into recording at home, it's very much like a fake it till you make it event, I feel like. Especially if you're like, hey, I want to do pre-pro demos at home, and I'm going to take them to a studio. You don't want your pre-pro demos to sound like pounded asshole, but you don't care if they're, like, top-notch, but you want to be able to hear the parts and have note definition.
Unless you're into that.
I mean, of course. Of course. I mean, sometimes you do want it to sound like pounded asshole. You know, a lot of my bands have been pounded-ass bands.
I had a buddy named Metal Dave, and his whole thing was, how raunchy is it? Is it because the more raunchy it was, the happier Metal Dave was.
Well, Metal Dave needed to do then is just get the ML Sound Labs thing and then just turn the cab off. Just not use an IR. Just use the fucking preamp to have that sizzle. That
he would have been in heaven. Heaven.
Dude.
But if you don't want that raunch, you don't have to have it. You can have a really, really great sound. I mean, shit, you could just have that, like, everything at 12 o'clock, and you'd probably be,
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. So plug and play. The hardest part would be if you're the type of dude who doesn't know how to install an AU on Logic or GarageBand or what is it on? So it's so long since I've done
Component.
Component. Yeah, it's Component, which is a .au plugin, right? On Logic.
Right.
And on Pro Tools, they're what? AUXs? Are they AUXs? VSTs. They're VSTs in Pro Tools.
VSTs.
Right, or most Windows-based system. On it, even Mac systems, Logic is the only thing that I think uses Component, right? And GarageBand. The Apple ecosystem derived ones. I think they're the only Component ones. But... I'm so into that GarageBand Logic ecosystem that I can't look back. But yeah, if you know how to drag and drop a file on your goddamn computer and you know how to turn on your fucking DAW, that's all you need to know with those. Like, they're ready to go.
And folks, PSA here, you can look up instructions on where to drag and drop those files.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's about
you ain't got no excuse.
It's about 4 clicks. It's about 4 clicks. So if your demos sound like shit, I mean, if you're using Logic or GarageBand, honestly, if you're not playing heavy tones, some of those built-in amps and cabs are not complete shit.
True.
They are like
they're
half
not
decent. Like, honestly, if you like don't want to fuck with anything and you have a Macintosh, GarageBand or Logic's built-in shit, it will take you so much further than pretty much any other DAW. Cubase comes with some shit too that's decent, but I don't feel like theirs is as easy to use as like a GarageBand or a Logic. And the cool thing about GarageBand is it's training wheels for Logic, right? Like, if you learned GarageBand, you're like, man, I want to take it up to like the big boy. When you get into Logic, it's the same shit. They've been training you that whole time on how to actually record.
Right at home.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to relearn when I made that jump, because I was GarageBand for like a long time. I mean, maybe 7 or 8 years, and then I finally paid for it.
Are we sponsored by ML or Apple yet?
We should be.
Because I feel like.
Why the fuck aren't we?
Like this is just a huge like pimp session for.
Well, you know what? I have a feeling that very often these will end up being a pimp session for the things we love. I mean, I'll talk about things that suck too. Like, I'm not afraid to talk about things that like absolutely suck, but I feel like
major dicks off.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of places you go to hear people bitch about shit. I would like to talk about some of the shit that's cool. Now, I'm sure every now and then will be a piece of guitar news. You know, the next time Gibson puts out a PR statement, I'm sure it'll be laughable, and we can talk about that.
Well,
or if they
and
decide
we
to
should.
bulldoze more, you know, R9s or whatever, you know, yeah, you know, we can, we'll be
If they
there.
Listen, if they bulldozed aren't so they bulldozed those like Firebird mutant things, right?
Is that what
People
it
were
was?
pissed.
Okay, I thought they were
Dude,
like Les Pauls.
listen,
Okay.
listen. If they bulldozed R9s, I literally I would be among them. I would be the folk at their gates with pitchforks and torches.
The torch.
And I have a feeling. No, I'd have a pitchfork, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling that would bring down wrath like you
Yeah.
have
Well,
never
dude,
seen.
you
Like,
know, one of those fucking saucy dudes. They found an R9 and threw it under the pile. You know, like
problem.
you know, some fucker did. He was like, if they're gonna kill all these guitars, I'm gonna make them kill an R9. Oopsie.
right? Of course.
Like,
Of course. Why not?
you know that pile wasn't all those Firebirds. Like, there's some bullshit in that.
It's just wood. It's just wood, right?
It just would.
That's all.
It just would.
What's the big deal?
What's the 2x4 go for right now? By the way.
Oh,
What's-
about $1,000.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
actually. Yeah. Yeah. 2x4 by 12. I believe those are about $1,000 a piece.
Yeah, that
at
seems
this
right.
point.
That's
So-
the guy who tattoos me. He built a garden in his yard and put it up on Instagram, and it was just one of those classic little backyard garden boxes. You know, maybe I'm gonna make up dimensions, but let's say it was like 8x8 or something like that, or it
Yep.
wasn't a square, it was a rectangle. So let's say it was 8x4.